Once you've had a chance for me to look at your layout to see if there's any changes that need to be made, this is what you're going to do. You're going to, first off, take a look here. I can turn my work layer off, and you can see the before and after. What I want you to do is this. Go ahead and make sure nothing's selected and press the W key. The W key, or you can come over here. That's the preview versus normal mode. Normal mode shows you all of the columns, grids, guidelines, and everything that you've created in here but those will not print. When you hit W again, this is preview mode. So this is showing you what would it look like when it's exported or printed. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to show me normal mode and go ahead and I'm going to hide these things. I'm going to press the tab key to hide all of my columns, or sorry, all of my toolbars, palettes, and everything. And I'm going to zoom in right here and I'm going to press Command Shift 4 and I'm going to take a screenshot of this page that shows me the columns and all of the stuff that you've done. Then I'm going to scroll up to this second one. It's these pieces right here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to Command Shift 4 and I'm going to highlight over this entire thing. All right, what that's done, go ahead and hit W again. Go ahead and hit Tab to bring all your tools and palettes back. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my Pages layer. So I'm going to palette right here, Pages palette. Sorry, I keep using the wrong word. Pages palette, or go to Window and come down to Pages. And go ahead and click on page 4. What I'm then going to do is come down here at the bottom and I'm going to add a couple additional pages. And I'm going to show you how to combine these pages together. So I'm making it to where I have 8. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of these. So again, click on the first one, hold down the Shift key, select the last one, go ahead and right click and choose Allow Selected Spreads to Shuffle. Notice now there's brackets around each one. What I want to do is I want to move this one on page 5. See how this little black line is moving? I want to move the black line so it's on this side. See that little gray that just pops up? What that will do is it'll now give me these 4 spreads. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to place the 2 screenshots that I just made on these bottom 2 pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. I'm going to go ahead and double click here on page 5. I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to navigate to my desktop where I have, actually go to, where did my desktop go? Interesting. Give me a second. Let me go back in. I don't know why it's not showing up in my favorites anymore. Going to add that one back in. All right, so I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to grab the first screenshot. I'm going to come up here into the corner. I'm going to paste that. And then I'm going to double click on page 7. I'm going to come over and File, Place. I'm going to place my second screenshot. I'm going to come up here into the corner. And instead of going right at the corner, I'm going to kind of nudge this up just a little bit. And now I want you to do one last thing to make sure that this stuff is mostly lined up. What I want to do is I want to make sure that it's fitting inside of this area. So I'm going to press the W key so I can see the preview, and I want to be able to see the, I did these out of order. I want to make sure that I can see your columns and your grids. So go ahead and move these around so it's basically centered. Now, see, I did mine out of order. I did the opposite. So if you had yours the same way, go ahead and switch this up. The way you can do that is you can hold down and move. Actually, let me select both of those pages. Grab my page number, and I'm going to move it not on top of this one, but over here to the left. See how it's connected? Or there's a straight line. I want that straight line. See the difference? That's connected. That's the straight line. And that puts it here. So now when I look at this, I can see the grid version and I can see your finished version. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and export this out. Give me a second. I'm going to name this. This one should be ID underscore basketball. Whatever yours was called, it might be different. I hadn't saved that yet since I built it. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export. I'm going to export this as a PDF interactive. I can leave it as the same name. Now this is super important. I will mark 30% off if you do not do this next part correctly. Hit save. You must choose spreads, not pages. So make sure you choose spreads. That simple button right there will reduce your score a huge amount. And I'll explain why more in class, but it's really important that you do this as spreads. Then I'm going to hit export. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And then I'm going to check it and make sure that this is the right one. So this is what the finished product would look like. There is the second spread with the finished product with just the things that I wanted. That is the page that shows me the guides, and that is the one that shows the guides. And if yours does not look like this, if your first page still has the template layer showing, just make sure that when you come back over to do the export, that when you're on your layers, you have this setup where the template layer is hidden. By having the template layer hidden, that will clean everything up. So just have that one selected. As always, if you have any questions or anything, let me know and I'll come around and I will help you.